Pro dumpster diver back at it again today. So I actually ended up getting a stand. Someone threw a stand out, so I took that. All right. So what are we looking at right now? There's two things we're looking at that I want to make sure we understand. This is going to be the new video right now for the silver scrap. So one of the things we're looking at here is actually mylar. Okay. So inside of your keyboards that I do talk about right now, let me see if I can actually get you a keyboard example. Okay. Inside of these keyboards here, okay, is some of these sheets. Now, those sheets contain 3 plastic sheets with them. The center plastic sheet always has nothing on it. It's used as a spacer. And the other sheets contain mylar. Now, if you clearly look at it, you can actually see these lines in it, these white lines, okay? What you do is that you cut these into halves or even 3/4. You put them inside of a bucket, and at the end of it, after a while, about 2 hours, you're going to end up getting your silver. Now, this is what you actually called mylar. Mylar inside of a keyboard contains silver. Now, there are some people who actually have junkyards full of keyboards. You take them up, you smash them up, you do whatever you have to do. Now, for me, I have large packs of these because I found on Facebook this guy had 78 keyboards, another guy had 400 keyboards. So I broke the keyboards out, I recycled the plastic, I could have burned them, used it. And in turn, I wrapped all of them up into this here and then put a wire piece to it because, again, this wants to expand. You have no idea how tight this is. Inside of this is 100 sheets of keyboard mylar, okay? I had to use a wire and then tape the wire so it doesn't pop out because it'll explode all over the place, okay? Now, mylar contains a large amount of silver, which is good. 400 sheets of that will give you about 19.5 grams of silver, which is good. Now, some people say that's not an ounce. 1 ounce you're looking at is 28.5 grams, okay, which is good. Now, this here isn't 100 sheets. This is 100 sheets. Anytime you see a video where I bundle these up like this with a wire piece on it or it's in a colored plastic piece, it's 100 sheets of mylar. So this contains 19.5 grams there, almost an ounce, which is good. Now, why do you do that? Because people are already throwing these out in the boatload. You go to a scrapyard, they have it. You go to a junkyard, they have them. Some people try to recycle them and want to get rid of them, but again, they're there. These are always getting thrown out by people because, again, they don't want them. Now, keyboard mylar is very, very good to have. Now, what is this other stuff in here? Now, for those of you who actually know construction or you do a bit of work, you understand what's in here. Now this, you understand, let's get a piece right now what this is. Now, your house has relays, okay? We'll call them circuit breakers. Now, inside of circuit breakers, when you break them apart, you're going to have 2 pieces that actually end up connecting together. If I can find, here we go. 2 pieces here. You have 1 piece here and another piece similar to this. And what they'll do is that they'll snap together and they'll connect the circuit, okay, which is what you want. Now, these pieces here, as you can see, these silver dots contain silver points. Again, they're small. They're very small. They're not big, okay? These are probably only weighing about 1.5 grams. They're not that big at all, okay? However, your circuit breakers connect them and have them because they're very good conductors of electricity. Very good. Okay, now, there are different types of circuit breakers. They have different type of points. For example, you'll have something like this here, which as you can see it, you have the copper and you also have the silver point at the end of it. Okay, for something like, let's say this, all right, you see the silver point at the end of that there. For something like this, you have the silver point here. For this, you have it here. Even for something as big as this, the point will be on the end, which will actually end up being here. Okay, there's different types right now, and some of them contain large amounts of it. Now, how would you would have to put this in acid. There's no other way to do it. You can sit there with an acetylene torch and try to burn them off, but you're going to have to clean it. The best way to do is to put all of this inside of acid. Okay, there's a couple of YouTube videos on how people are doing it. Throw it all in acid to get the silver off of it. After that, you're going to have to refine it and purify it. Because again, this is what some people call it dirty silver or silver with a lot of impurities on it. Okay, now another thing is this does contain a lot of copper as you're looking at it. Okay, so it contains a lot of this, which is copper. Again, copper is good. I have a massive amount of it right now. Okay, so again, this is a video just to show you guys the silver scrap that I have. I have not weighed all of that right now, and that's not all of the silver if you look at the previous videos. Okay, now that is a good amount, but it's not all of the silver scrap that I have. So I have mylar, I have silver circuit breaker scrap, and I have a bit more of mylar. But again, to purify that, I'd probably look at that maybe half a pound, which is 8 ounces. So that's very good. But to have that, that's my own silver that I came up with. All right. It's beautiful. I like it. And for those of you who like it too, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. It is beautiful. Product to dive out.